Hey everyone, today we're going to be making these super cute Sculpy ghosts. I love them, they're perfect for Halloween, but honestly perfect for any time of the year if you like spooky stuff like I do. So these are the materials that I'll be going over today. This is a great beginner's project because it doesn't require any tools. I made these ghosts entirely with my hands. And the first step is what you want to do is you want to take your Sculpy clay or any polymer clay, and you want to use your hands first to kind of warm it up, knead it in your hands, and then you want to go ahead and shape out your little ghosts. The shape of the ghost is completely up to you. I think it looks super cute to like give them little arms. So you want to just slowly work with that. I'm making my balls pretty small too. They're kind of like the size of a ping pong ball. And I'm just using the warmth of my hands to knead them into the shape that I want. And to help get my crisp points, I'm just going to pull the clay so it breaks on its own rather than cutting it, so it kind of comes and breaks into a point. You can decide to give your ghost like one arm or no arms, whatever you prefer. As you can see on my plate, I rolled out a piece of clay to see what it would look like draped on something like a real ghost, like a draped fabric, and it just didn't really work, so I'm just kneading the ghost from a ball. Also, something to note, polymer clay has like a waxy texture to it, so if you've never worked with it before, just be mindful of that. Make sure your hands are clean so you don't stain the clay. And to make sure they stood correctly, I went ahead and placed them on the table and kind of molded the bottom out from there, making sure they weren't leaning too far back or off to one side. So in total I made 3, but honestly they came out cuter than I thought, and I wish I had made more because they're kind of like a really cute little gift to give to friends, especially in October. So I actually learned this trick from watching Christine McConnell, and what she does when she works with polymer clay is to smooth out her edges, she uses rubbing alcohol, which is so genius. It works really well, and it just really gives the clay a nice, beautiful, smooth finish. It kind of takes out all the like gunky fingerprint marks you made earlier. I know rubbing alcohol is like a very special commodity right now, given, well, you know what, but I'm actually using hand sanitizer because I know that has alcohol in it, and it actually worked pretty well. So you're gonna let them dry for a little bit just to have them settle, and then you want to pop them in the oven. For this particular Sculpy clay, it recommends 275 degrees for 15 minutes for every 1/4 inch of clay. So you're better off under baking and then giving it a little poke on the bottom to make sure it's hardened. So that method worked perfectly for me. I baked them for 10 minutes and then just let them continue to bake in with the oven off until the oven completely cooled. So the next thing we want to do is we want to add some eyes to our ghost. So acrylic works great on polymer clay, so that is what I'm going to be using. I'm using a teeny tiny brush and just a little bit of black paint. Feel free to give it any expression you want. I gave some of them eyes, I gave some of them like a little like ooh, mouth face thing. And then what you want to do next is you want to let the acrylic dry, because this next step is personally my favorite tip and hack for working with polymer clay. So before I thought like polymer clay always looked kind of clunky, but for me, what really makes it look really pretty and elegant is this glaze. I'm using this one made by Fimo. You can use whatever glaze you prefer. This is the only glaze I've ever worked with, but I really like the results. It's a bit milky and very watery. So what you want to do is you want to take a clean brush and you want to just give them all a nice even coat. And because I gave my ghosts like those really pointy arms, that became super helpful in holding them to give the rest of the body an even glaze. And typically with this glaze in particular, they should be like touch dry in 20 minutes, and then I think it takes 20 hours for the curing to set. So I'm doing this in the nighttime, and I'll show you tomorrow how they finished up. And here's the next day. They're so cute and tiny and a little bit shiny, which I love. So here you can kind of see the sheen on them. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a great Halloween. Honestly, these are cute all throughout the year, but please like and subscribe and keep out a look for some more tutorials.